We're on the road. Where transportation goes, community grows. Welcome to On the Road with the MTA. And welcome to another edition of On the Road with the MTA. I'm Jay Gibbons alongside with Stephanie Kay from the MTA, who's sitting over there. We have a special guest in the studio, I see.
We do.
He's
I love it.
Right over here.
I love when they come in the studio. I love it. I can't believe it's June already, so we have our first guest. And that's why it's so great to be celebrating Juneteenth. That's what we're doing today.
That's right.
Yes, ma'am.
Yep. Yes. So we have DeWau Robinson, and I gotta say, you look like a Hollywood star.
Hey, I love the vibe. Thank you for Stephanie K for having me about, Jake.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Thank you for bringing the Juneteenth committee into the mix, right? Because we'll be going into Juneteenth. We'll be going to the month of June.
I know.
We'll be celebrating from the 1st to the 19th. It's gonna be awesome.
Oh, I like long celebrations.
I do too.
Yes.
Well, yeah, one day's not enough.
No, it is not. But a lot of times though, I will be remiss if I don't say a big thank you to our sponsors.
Oh, sure.
Who made this possible for Juneteenth to carry on almost 3 weeks here in June.
Yeah, that's awesome. So where's it going to be exactly held? Like, where's the location?
Of course. So we'll be we'll be in the St. John's neighborhood, which is actually a historical neighborhood, right? When you talk about the Interstate Act, you talk about the trials and tribulations of the committee and folks who lived in St. John's. We'll be starting off this Saturday in St. John's, and then also we'll have a fishing trip. We'll be doing training. So we're looking to schedule 100 youth here in the city of Flint to participate in training for fishing. Then the following week, we'll take them out to Shea Lake for a fishing derby.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's cool.
Some kids may never, ever been fishing before.
But it actually, and I was one of those children.
Yeah.
Right? As a youth, I didn't have opportunity to go fishing.
I didn't either.
Until, I got involved with the fishing trip, the fishing derby, to be involved. So now I have my son. Who is a teenager.
Ooh.
What? Right, you do not look old enough to have a teenage son. I thought you were going to say he was like 6.
Yeah, I wish he was 6. Right?
It was a little easier then.
It was much easier, right? I could really get along with him. But
how old is he?
The thing is, we have participated in the fishing derby for the past 4 years. And so it has been phenomenal. And I think I want to make sure that when you talk about the phrase, if you teach a man to fish, he'll eat forever.
Yep,
right.
I love that.
That's the idea and the concept behind the fishing derby.
I love that.
So we want to make sure folks understand how to get out there. We give free tackle boxes and also fishing reels to be able to go out there on the lake during Shea Lake's fishing derby. So,
how do you afford that? The sponsors?
The sponsors, right? Big shout out to the sponsors again, right? We'll be very thankful for the opportunity to be able to do Juneteenth and to be able to make sure this whole event this month of June free.
Yeah, it's all free. Everything they come out and
everything, right?
Wow.
So we'll be, of course, at the fishing derby. Then, of course, we have the Midwest Invitation Rodeo, which is the Black Rodeo. Then also we'll be moving to the Saints in Spirit. We'll have the Bus Healing Circle at the Martin Luther King Peace Park, and we're at the Juma Market. The Juma Market, right? When we talk about the new grocery store on Cloud and Pearson.
Oh, okay.
The new development. We are looking to be able to put food on the shelves and making sure that people patronize that store. So that is a big thing for this community in a food desert. Right?
Yes, we've had food deserts where they can't find fresh fruits and vegetables. And people are eating out of vending machines and out of the gas stations. That's terrible.
No, a lot of people eat out of the corner stores, gas stations, those type of things.
I know.
But the idea is to be able to shop for fresh produce.
Yeah.
And it's right at Clio and Pearson?
Right at Clio and Pearson.
Is there any way you can have maybe a garden or something too, so you can grow some things and take it into the grocery store?
Yeah, actually, we are working with a number of local gardeners, local farmers. Who are producing produce to be able to put in the store. So that is the big, I think, connection when it comes to the Ujamaa food market is to be able to get produce locally grown, right, from local farmers, to be able to go in stores for patronizers to be able to, purchase items that they need for the household.
That is so awesome.
It's so cool.
Well, I know, and I love that we are partnering with you because MTA is providing the free services to go to the rodeo.
Right.
Did you know about that?
We definitely know about that. The community is elated to be able to have free transportation from Mass Transportation Authority, MTA. They will be providing transportation from the parade. So the parade is the June 19th event.
Yes.
Which will be at Max Brandon Park from the early part from 12. It's like Cedar Point.
Oh, very cool.
In the community, right? Mm-hmm. So we have rides, we have game trucks, we have bounce houses, we have a lot of activity for the children, but then also we have local entertainment. Gwen Hemphill will be involved. We have a number of award ceremonies that take place at the park. And then we will start marshaling for the parade at 5 p.m., which will go down Pasadena to Martin Luther King, down to the riverbank. But we'll make some stops along the way to be able to do some tributes and acknowledgments for those who have participated in Juneteenth along this way. Listen, this is the 52nd year.
That's what I saw on your logo. 52nd. My gosh, you cannot believe that.
I know, right? And I will be remiss if I did give big praise and fanfare to our founder, Dr. E. Hill Deloney. She brought this concept to the city of Flint over 50 years ago, and along with the Black social workers, to be able to do this work, right? To be able to talk about Juneteenth, to always make sure that we celebrate our contribution to civilization. So I am greatly thankful for this, this phenomenal queen, which passed away 3 weeks ago.
Oh no!
Really?
Oh,
I know that is the hard part about it. So I'm picking up the pieces. A lot of things that she has taught and left, the knowledge, the legacy she left behind.
At least she saw the 50th. She saw the 50th anniversary.
Yeah. She saw the 50th. Yes. She saw the 51st.
Yeah.
The 52nd. She actually, unfortunately, had a stroke back in March.
Okay. I think I heard about that.
Yes,
so unfortunate. How old was she?
She was 85.
That's still young, though. I'm really.
That's still relatively young.
Yes, my mom decided 94, so that's still.
Come
young.
on now,
yeah, I know.
Big shout out to mom.
Yeah, well, she
94. That is amazing.
She did say, I think 95 sounds old. 94 is not so bad, so she never had to see old age, which I loved. That was wonderful.
No, we definitely thank for all our elders who have played a part in society, and so we are thankful. Right. So when you live those ages, right, it's a wealth of knowledge that comes in place. It's wisdom. So those are the things that are important for us. And that's what we really kind of cherish. So, during her last days, I spent time with her, on the bed in McLaren when she went to hospice. Yeah. And, the whole thing that she talked about was work. She talked about Juneteenth. She talked about what we need to get done. She talked about the work that she did in public health and research. It's her passion, right? That's what kept her going. That was the energy behind her.
Yeah, exactly.
So that is something that's just, that I really like, at the time I was saying like, hey, listen, we need to make sure your health is good, right? We need to make sure you're back out here because I was expecting her to come out the hospital to be a part of Juneteenth, not only just be a part of Juneteenth, but continue to do the work and the effort that she did for not only this community, but the world.
Say her name again so we can honor her.
Let's give a big reverence and honor to Dr. E. Hill Deloney, our founder of Flint Juneteenth, Kwanzaa, and all other Afrocentric activities here in the city of Flint, Genesee County. We want to give big thanks for just kind of leaving these structures in place for young people to step up and get involved. So,
absolutely. Does she have family that can take on her legacy? That
she had family. I'm thankful for the blessing that she have given me to carry on Juneteenth.
Sure.
Right.
And without you, it wouldn't be taking place.
You know what? Right. Because we got a lot of days going on.
Yes.
And we work tirelessly like night and day to kind of develop and talk about the concepts. Not only are we celebrating, and I want to make sure that I'm clear, not only that we are celebrating Juneteenth, but we are talking about education of liberation. Right. We talk about the Emancipation of 1865. Right.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
We talk about the Freedom Day for Black people. See, a lot of people don't understand those concepts and understand that information. So when we celebrate July 4th, that's great. But then also when we talk about June 19th, because that's when the last word went to Galveston, Texas in 1865 to let them know that everybody was free, right? Folks, the enslaved folks were free, and they was able to go in and take practice in voting. Right?
Yeah,
which is a big concept,
huge,
right?
Yes.
Yep. Right. And then you talk about economics, what I'm saying, being able to, being part of, I guess, establishing what their life was going to be. And those are the things that we want to make sure that young people, because young people are not even talked about civics in school today.
I know. Yeah, they have no idea.
They have no idea how government works. They have no idea of who made these ultimate sacrifices for them to be able to live this life that they live today. So we want to be able to make sure that we honor those folks, right? And then with her passing, we will be taking her. She was cremated. She didn't want a funeral. She didn't want any fanfare.
I can see that. I can see her saying that.
With her being the leader of the NAACP, establishing Juneteenth, Kwanzaa here in the community of Flint, and all these other things that she was a part of around the country. We went to Haiti. We've done a number of work in Haiti to be able to, provide seeds for farmers. We did Fonda University, which is an educational center. You talk about the first and secondary schools here in Fonda. Mm-hmm. So those are big things and structures that has played a part. And also we have done work. We traveled to Egypt in 2017 together.
Wow. That's impressive.
Right. With her cremation, we will be taking her remains.
Spreading them everywhere she's
to
been.
Egypt in July of this year. Right.
Awesome.
So that is a phenomenal farewell.
No kidding. Yes. Well, you can honor her by doing good work like she's been doing all along.
Come on
keep
now.
the memories going and keeping and people don't realize, even though in 1865 there was freedom, they still had all those struggles. They still had so many struggles trying to gain that freedom they were given. I know. There's still struggles. I know for sure.
There's still struggles going on when we talk about, because the thing is important when we talk about structural racism and oppression and those things that played a part.
Yeah.
When you talk about everybody is in God's eyes all created equal.
Right.
Absolutely.
So when we operate and we perform that way, things is much different. When we work in harmony with each other, everybody is in advancement. And that's what we are looking to, accomplish when we talk about the education of Juneteenth and the background history. But then also, how do we set the tone for moving from this point to the future?
Right.
Mm-hmm. I know. And the rodeo coming up too. That is interesting to me because they were talking about having the African-American cowboys.
Yeah.
That's what it was originally anyway.
Yeah.
The majority of
Come on,
I
Steph,
know.
you know something.
I do know.
She's been doing her research. Good for you.
Well, I did some history. And I love the fact that MTA is offering free rides to the rodeo nonstop for 2 days in a row from our transfer center downtown Flint right to the rodeo, back and forth all day for free. You can park your car over there and just go.
Yes, you can park your car right there at the
transfer center.
At the transfer center, but then also at the infrastructure right there, the parking structure right across the street from Rally's restaurant.
Oh, there you go. Okay, yeah.
So you can be able to park your car right there. So the parade will be taking place on June 19th. This is the big day, June 19th. We'll be starting off at Max Brandon Park at noon, which will have a Cedar Point atmosphere.
Yes,
it's a lot of rides, a lot of bounce houses, a lot of ponies.
Fun. I want to go.
We'll have the animals out there, right? We have vendors, right? Big shout out to all our vendors who taking up part. But then also we have entertainment, acknowledgments, and awards. That will be taking place until 5, where we'll start marshaling at that time to be able to set up for the parade.
Okay.
So everybody will line up. The parade is a big atmosphere. So from people who are standing outside, from families and children who are watching the parade, who are receiving candy because we pass our candy during the way.
Oh, yeah. Love that.
They see this type of excitement. They see this type of energy.
Sure.
And they just want to get involved. So a lot of cars kind of pull up and get involved. You see a lot of cars just get engaged because they see a parade coming down, which will be coming down Pasadena to Martin Luther King Street, right down to the riverbank, which will have the Afrobeats party, headline from Mama Soul. Big shout out to Mama Soul.
Oh, yeah.
And then also DJ Hen House, where we'll be down there having vendors. We'll have music, entertainment. We'll be out there at the park just having a good time. So everybody can park their car at the parking structure, the U of M parking structure right there. I want to say it's the white parking structure right across from Rally's.
That's huge.
You'll be able to go ahead and get transportation from MTA. Big shout out to MTA once again, taking them down to the riverbank, back and forth, kind of shuttling back and forth.
So nice. I'm so proud of us for doing that.
Yep.
And that's on the 19th, but also the 7th and 8th when the rodeo takes place. That's when we're going to be transporting people from their transfer center back and forth to the fairgrounds.
That's right.
For free, all day, for 2 days straight.
So you got free transportation. And, if anybody knows about transportation, it takes a lot to make that thing happen.
It does. Right? We have the drivers and the vehicles and the maintenance and the
it's a lot of expense that goes into that. So we want to make sure that we give a big shout out to MTA for providing that resource, providing that service for folks to be able to transition back and forth so they don't have to walk. Even though that walking is a part of
for you,
a healthy lifestyle,
right? But you want to ride when you can too.
Right, but if you catch a ride, then that's great. So
more energy to walk in the parade.
Come on, now. Come on. Yep. Yes.
No, I'm very proud of MTA and what they do. They really are amazing, and I know that we couldn't do it without. It's like they say, it takes a village. We couldn't do it without the support that people have given us.
Of course,
I know, and there's a millage coming out August 6th, and that really helps too to keep those services going.
So I want to make sure we emphasize on the millage that's taking place. That will be on the primary.
That's on August 6th, yes.
August 6th. Mm-hmm. So that'll be during the primary. Be sure to vote. This is how we exercise our voice, and this is how we get that support.
What you're talking about, the freedom to vote.
Yeah, be sure to vote for that millage for MTA to be able to continue to do the great work that they're doing and then also do some community outreach and impact by providing that free service for the community. So,
well, thank you so much for that, DeWau, because yes, I know we really can't say that. Being
I know, but he can.
You can, yeah.
Yeah, I got you covered, and we'll be actually spreading that throughout the month of June. We'll be talking about our partners. But then also we'll be talking about voting, because that's the big thing
so
about
important.
this. We've got the primary and then the general election in November. So be sure to come out. So we want to make sure that folks who are registered to vote, if you're not registered to vote, we will have information tables out there available.
Wonderful.
So that way you can vote. So then that way you understand what's on the ballot. That's important because you want to elect your local leaders, your officials, and then also for these millages that continue to provide great service for our community.
Well, you know what? That's so important too, because sometimes the way it's worded, you're not sure if it's supposed to be a yes or no.
That's the thing, but it's intentional too.
Yeah, well,
you know, a lot of times, it sound good, but it may not be good for you. Right? It may be not advantageous for you.
So true. Like, how about no property tax? That sounds great initially, but then who's going to pick up the garbage?
But then who's going to do? For the schools,
libraries, and the schools,
right?
Yeah, all that stuff.
Yeah, you want to understand those things. It may sound like a good thing, but we all have to invest. We all have to have sweat equity.
Yep. Sure, right.
Like in our neighborhoods, like we want to be able to put those taxes aside to be able to help out the young people.
Absolutely.
So they can utilize the bus, right?
Yeah.
Those things is important.
Absolutely.
So you have to go ahead and read those things and say, like, all right, am I an avid part of this community? Am I doing something that's going to be constructive? And am I putting my dollars and cents together to be able to provide a service for people in need?
That's true. Well, like, just for example, you might think, well, I don't use this. I drive my own car. I don't really need it. But when you think about it,
a lot of people think like that.
They do. But we had the Senior Power Day, and that's where we took all the seniors for free with their wheelchairs, whatever they needed, took them to the Senior Power Day where they got everything for free once they got there.
Yes.
It was with the crossing, what's that called? The Crossroads Village.
Yep.
And then the exact same day, we had 47 buses out there giving
Mm-hmm.
kids from all the different schools rides to the Flint Bucks soccer game. And that was
free.
That was free for the kids. They could just go and free. I know. Thousands of kids. First time they ever saw a soccer game.
It all makes sense.
I know.
It definitely makes sense. So be sure to make your voice heard, right? I know that's something that, a lot of times people take for granted.
I know.
But we need everybody. We're not voting at 13% anymore. We want to make sure that we have 100% voting community.
That would be great.
That is going to address the needs to be a part of the process, and voting just don't stop during the day that you cast a ballot, but it's the work that we do after.
Absolutely.
The next day.
You are a smart man, DeWau. Wow.
He is.
I would run for you for president. Would you run this year so I could vote for you?
You know what? I don't think I want that dog.
Who would? You'd have to be a powerhouse.
Well, somebody's got to do it.
I enjoy being here, hanging out with you all right, doing the work that we do.
I'm glad you're here, too. That's great. It's wonderful. I'm so glad you came in. I know you're busy because you've been on television and radio and podcast.
Yes.
You get the word out there. Your passion.
We definitely want to make sure the word is out there. Make sure that everybody who is riding the bus, make sure that just everybody in the community understand that this is a free event.
Yeah.
And we want to make sure that everybody participate.
Sure.
Not only do you have a good time, because we don't want to make sure that we party. We talk about partying with a purpose.
There you go.
There you go.
We want to make sure that everybody understand, hey, listen, while we here, let's give some pertinent information out so people can go ahead and have something to chew on.
Right.
Right. We don't just want to just have this a one-off event where folks just come and leave. But we want you to get something out of this.
Yeah, learn.
We want you to learn something.
Exactly.
Right? Get some history.
I think people learn just from hear what you were saying today. I don't think they realize all those dates that happened and all the things that are free coming up and all the future and how important it is to vote and get your vote spoken for.
Yes, ma'am.
Get a voice.
Yep.
Have a voice.
I do want to highlight, some of the events that will be taking place.
Sure,
so
please.
We do have the Juneteenth kickoff at Sarvis Park. That'll be next Saturday, June 8th. Then, of course, we have the Saints and Spirits. That'll be Sunday, June 9th from 6 to 8 p.m. Then also we have the Healing Circle at Martin Luther King Peace Park. Of course, the Tuesday, June 11th, will be at the Ujama Market. That is the new grocery store on Clio and Pearson Road.
I love that idea.
Everybody is asking like when the store is going to open.
Well, yeah.
Right? But we want to have, it's right in a food desert.
Yeah.
We want to be able to have fresh produce from
Sure.
local farms, right? To be able to go ahead and patronize and buy and spend our money where it's worth it, right? So we want to make sure we emphasize on that market being open. So big shout out to all the folks over there on that committee and then also the folks on that board. Let's get that store open. Then, of course, we will be at Historical War Stories at Burston, which will be Wednesday, June 12th. And then Thursday, June 13th, from 2 to 8 p.m., we'll have Hope Renewed, the Juneteenth celebration at the Brennan Center, which features Mama Soul, and then also the Traveling Black Museum, which is actually a historical museum.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
right? It's going to be a lot of activity at the Brennan on Thursday, June 13th from 2 to 8. It's a long time. But there will be a lot of history shared.
And how can people find out more about this? Is there a website they can look to see what's on there, or call you, or what's the best way to get in touch with you to find out what they're doing, what days?
So you can look on the website for more info and full schedule of events at sloanlongway.org/Juneteenth. That's sloanlongway.org/Juneteenth. For more information, you have a detailed layout of what's going to take place for each day.
Good.
But then you can always contact us at theflintjuneteenth@gmail.com. My number is 313-258-8967. That's 313-258-8967. So you can contact me. We'll give you more information, but we just want you to be involved and be engaged during this process. Of course, our flagship day, before we talk about the flagship day, when we talk about Mrs. Deloney, she established the Freedom Fund Youth Dinner, which will actually take place Sunday, June 16th from 6 to 8 at the Sloan Museum of Discovery. That will be from 6 to 8. This will be an honoree of her. Now, the Freedom Fund Youth Dinner is always led by the young people. Yeah. So we have children from 2 to 17 that'll be on the agenda. So we want to encourage our young people, want to get them involved, want to be able to be thankful for that they are taking to the initiative of being a part of Juneteenth. Not only just being a part of Juneteenth, but they're part of the process.
They're making history.
They are adults in training.
Yeah.
So we have to be able to educate, strategize, work with them, get them engaged, make sure that they understand they're knowledgeable of what they are dealing with, but make them competitive in this world, right? And so they will be showcased during the Freedom Fund Youth Dinner. That's Sunday, June 16th from 6 to 8 at the Sloan Museum. Please come out. But this will be a special tribute to Dr. E. Hill Deloney, once again, our founder. She will be present in the spirit, but we will make sure that we give great reverence to the work that she's done for us.
Well, you are an incredible young man, and I can't believe the passion that you have, and you brought it to our table. Thank you for joining us today and sharing all this great information. How long have you been in charge of Juneteenth?
So I have been the chair for the past decade.
Okay. Wow.
So
he doesn't look old enough, does he?
No, he doesn't.
I know, right? You know what? But that's a tribute to Dr. Deloney. She
kept you young.
That's my African grandmother. So she has, filled me with a lot of knowledge, and she's worked and mentored me for over the past decade to being involved, not only just Juneteenth, but Kwanzaa. We do a lot of research here in the community with Michigan State University Extension and University of Michigan, Mishard. We just thankful for, people and our elders who make a way for young people coming up. And so that's the thing that, I might definitely look young and I feel young, right? And the energy is young, but I have had some phenomenal people in my life, to help guide me to this point.
You can tell. It shows. And you're an honor to them by saying that because they know who they are.
There you go.
There you go. Well, awesome. Thank you for coming in, DeWau. And I look forward to having a huge event for you. I'm sure MTA is going to stay busy getting people back and forth to your event.
That's right. Be sure to come out June 19th for the Juneteenth. That is our official day, June 19th. Because when you talk about, Immaculate Proclamation, it wasn't to the 19th of June when, it was all the enslaved people that was freed. So we want to make sure that we give big thanks and everybody come out for that day. We will be at Max Brandon Park at noon. So we'll start at noon. And then also we have the parade marching at 5, in which we'll go down to the riverbank for the Afrobeat session with Mama Soul, DJ Hen House. We'll be out there celebrating, but make sure that you come out for all the dates. So we have the 1st through the 19th. You have the information for the schedule, which is at sloanlongway.org/Juneteenth celebration. Please come out and see the event. It's all free. Bring the family out.
And the great thing about this podcast is they can rewind and get all that again. If they say, what's that phone number again? Or what's that website?
Just stop, rewind.
I know. Yep. And of course, we'll have it in their little notes too for you.
Shout out to all our vendors and everybody participating in the parade, right?
Absolutely.
So if you want to be a vendor, please come out. You have the Scantron. It's bit.ly@Flint Juneteenth 2024 parade. bit.ly/Juneteenth 2024 vendor. So I may have a lot of access.
Awesome. Well, thank you, DeWau. Now you'll know which one to listen to. It's On the Road with the MTA, Stephanie K. and Jay.
That's me.
We do it every Tuesday or Wednesday. Thanks for listening.
Look it up, right? Did we fit it in before 3?
We're good. So if you want to listen every week, listen to us On the Road. Stay
You've
safe.
been listening to On the Road with the MTA. For more information on our services and community outreach, visit us online anytime at www.mtaflint.org. And be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. The MTA, your community, your connection, your way.